Andrea. You wanted to know how to make zarza, so I'm going to show you in a two-part video sequence. So first you want to take 2 red onions. You peel the onion like so, and then you cut it in half so you have 2 parts, like this. Then you put it on the side like so, and you cut very small slivers like I've done here. So you need a very sharp knife. You want the slivers to be very thin, like this thin if possible, and that's part 1 of this series. Part 2, what you do is you take all the little slivers of onions and you put them in the colander. You put them in the sink and you put a copious amount of salt on them. That means a lot. So you sprinkle them all with salt and then you just let it sit for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. At the end of 10 to 15 minutes, you take your hands and you kind of smear the salt all around. This kind of takes out the potency of the onions, so they're not quite as strong. They're also a lot softer. Then you want to rinse it with cold water. You want to get all the salt out because you're actually going to add salt. And they're not going to taste salty at all after you rinse it. So you're going to rinse them really, really, really good. And actually I'm going to add a part, so that is the end of part 2. After the onions are completely rinsed, I put them in a bowl. Also, after I rinse them, I normally pick out the big parts that are in the center of the onion like this, because we don't want those. So these are our rinsed onions, and again, they're not at all salty. So what I do, I like it a little bit spicy, of course, and I only had a dried pepper, so I took out a bunch of the seeds, and I'm going to add those. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper, like so, and I'm going to add more salt. And it's going to be mixed with lime juice, so it's not actually going to be that salty, even though I put a lot of salt. Since this was a lot of onions, I'm going to add a lot of lime, so I'm going to start with 3 and see how that goes. So basically, I'm going to squeeze all the limes in the zarza. And once I have them all squeezed, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it. And when I finish adding the limes, I'm going to have a really nice juicy mixture. And that is the zarza. And you serve it with chicharrones and with yuca. Bon appetit!